Well, in today's Green Thumb segment with Ted Lare Build, last week we talked about pests that can invade your outdoor spaces. This week we're taking the conversation inside. Lyle Bauer is here, and I've noticed this time of year, let's see, we've got gnats, we've got ladybugs, box elder bugs, crickets.
Crickets, ants, box elder bugs coming up. Those are the big ones this time of year because they're always getting inside. Best thing we can do is we got a nice granular product we can put outside the house. I recommend a good 6 feet out from the house. Just put it down. It'll give you 3 months protection. And then the home pest plus germ inside. Spray it along your baseboards. Big thing with that, just make sure you don't spray any surfaces where you prepare food.
Okay.
But just spray your baseboards and around the bottom of the doors. It'd be good. With both products, the key is to let them dry. Make sure that this is watered in and dried, and that dries before you let pets or children around.
I was going to ask about that. So after it's dry, it is safe for kids and pets?
It is safe once it dries, yeah.
Okay, and outside with this one, you said 6 feet away from the house? And then
yeah, just go from the side of the house, about 6 feet out. I mean, recommended is 2 to 3 feet, but I always go 6 feet just because it gives you a little extra protection, keeps them a little further away from the house.
Okay, we're going to try something new here on News Channel 8 this morning. We're going to try and take a few viewer questions. We're going to start with Marilyn this morning. Marilyn, do you have a question about your yard or garden? Hi, Marilyn. Are you there? Okay.
Do we lose her?
Okay. She wanted to know if she's planted some hostas and she's had some slugs. So she wants to know what she can do about that.
There's a couple things. You can go the natural way. The beer in a cup, that always seems to work. It draws them in there. There's a product out there called diatomaceous earth, which is basically an organic granular system that irritates the slugs when they go across it. But there's also slug and snail bait that you can put underneath your plants, and all of them work really well, and they'll keep the slugs away from the houses.
A cup of beer, seriously.
Seriously. Yeah.
All right, we've got Luann on the phone now, and Luann has a problem with the crickets.
Crickets, we just talked about that. Around the outside of the house, put down a granular, water it in, let it dry. Inside the house, along your baseboards and your doors, just spray the home pest, and with the germ control, it'll help keep the germs down too. So.
Okay, and we had another call, I'm told, from Lewis, who has birds, but he wants to know if there's something safe he can put down to get rid of the insects without hurting his birds.
The birds won't go after the granular or the liquid. You can spray a liquid, you can spray the granular, put the granular outside. The birds won't go after it. The birds are going to go after the moving insect. So they're going to dive down, they're going to attack the insect. Where they got to be careful is if the birds eat an insect that just got into the poison. Maybe a little issue there, but most times with putting this up next to the house, birds aren't going to get that close to the house most times anyway. If your feeders and your bird houses are out away from the house, shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. And then one final call from Roxanne, who says there are some finely sifted piles of dirt in her yard. She wants to know what could be creating that.
There could be a couple things. Most times it's probably ants. Carpenter ants are pretty big this time of year. Also, the big black ants. They'll be around your base of your trees and plants and stuff like that. Could also be if it's near a big plant like a big grass, a big ornamental grass or a big plant. Could also be ground bees. So be careful with that if you go around there.
Ooh, all right. And this stuff will help get rid of those?
This will not help get rid of the ground bees. You should get the wasp and hornet spray for the ground bees and spray directly into the nest. If you find their nest, just spray directly into it, and that'll help get rid of them. As far as the ants, this will help with the ants.
All right, great. Next week, we're going to talk about roses, correct?
Roses. Ryan will be here next week talking about roses, how to fertilize, care for them, and prune them.
Excellent. All right, thanks a lot. In the meantime, Ted Lare Design Build is at the Old Cumming Apple Orchard, and you can find a link to their website on our website, kcci.com, under